Hi everyone, and welcome back to another portfolio update. So in this update, I'm over $200,000 in my Wealthsimple portfolio for the first time. I'm at $203,450 between all of my accounts. So that is quite exciting. So quite a few things that happened since the last update that contributed to this large jump. One of the things was the US election results, where there was a Republican sweep of the presidency with President-elect Trump, the US Senate, and the House of Representatives. So the market had a very strong reaction to that US election results, and it jumped up quite a bit. And although I think that honeymoon will be short-lived, there was already a correction um, this last Friday where the S&P was down quite a bit and the Nasdaq, but the S&P 500 actually hit a all-time record high over $6,000 for the first time. So needless to say, everything's going up very rapidly. So corrections will be expected along the way. So but yeah, I got a $442 in dividends this month, so a very solid amount from that perspective. And also, what contributed to this large jump was I purchased a few shares of VOO in my RSP. So what I had done is I had transferred my RSP from my employer to my Wealthsimple portfolio because I didn't want it to be, just limited in those options that I had with my employer. I just wanted to do it myself. This RSP was when I first started working. I was just contributing to it, not knowing about Wealthsimple yet. So now actually, this little box here is now just employer RPP, which is registered pension plan, and ESP, which is employee savings plan. So yeah, so I transferred it was about $2,000 Canadian, and I just took the currency conversion hit. It was only like $20 to transfer that $2,000 to USD, and I just bought VOO because I figured, in the long term, that extra dividend yield is worth it. So I'm not going to be touching my RSP for a long time, so just went with VOO. So that was another extra bump to it, and actually, you can see my combined assets is just shy of a quarter million, which is just really cool to see. So. And I also basically replicated this view for my employer RPP and ESP inside of this tab here. So my pension's actually very simple. It's a defined contribution. So I get to define exactly what I want to invest in inside of my pension plan. So I just do 70% in the like a US equity fund from TD, and a 30% inside of the Canadian index fund. And actually, these funds, the MERs are extremely low on them, which is really cool to see. They're actually like a much lower than something you can get in from Vanguard or BlackRock or anything like that. So the Canadian one, the MER is only 0.01%, and the MER for the US equity one is 0.02%. So that is really cool. And then inside of my ESP, it's just Bell Canada stock, and um, you might have seen in the news just recently quite a bit of a drop on the news of the acquisition of Ziply Fiber. Um, Initially about a month ago that they sold MLSE, which is Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment, and were saying that they were going to use the proceeds to start to pay down some of the long-term debt. And then a month later, they went ahead and bought a $5 billion company in the U.S. and inherited another $2 billion worth of debt from that. So a bit of a strong reaction in the market. So it's over 10% yield right now, and yeah, my average price based on my average book price, I'm down like over 30%. So, but I'm just going to keep it, just leave it, let it do what it wants. So I'm not touching that so long as it's down that much. So um, yeah, so that's the employer RPP and ESP side. That's a first for the portfolio update, just showing that because that's part of the grand total, but it's separate from my Wealthsimple portfolio. So, and then so as far as updates, I bought also. So I've done a $500 contribution so far this month, and I'm going to do another one next week. And I bought ESBX and ETSX as usual. They're doing phenomenal, getting excellent income from those ones generated. So, and I'm getting very close to my target allocation of about 15% for ESPX, and ETSX is a little higher than I want it to be, but I figure as I keep buying ESPX, it'll it's moving things out and buying more ESPX than ETSX. So that should those weights should correct nicely. And if you haven't seen my last video, I purchased SBLT in favor of cash, and that's already almost up 2%, which is amazing. And then on top of that, I also got a nice $51 of dividend yield in November. So higher yield, and it's also got some price appreciation. So I'm needless to say, like I know it's only been like it's less than a month actually, but you know, very happy with the results so far. Um, and then another update I want to share, gold has taken quite a bit of a hit. I was up like getting close to 40% up on gold, and then it took quite a bit of a nosedive after the US election. So there's something called the Bitcoin Act and going around, and I think there's a proposal. I'm not sure if it's in the Bitcoin Act or it's just another, if it's a separate thing, but there's people that are proposing that the U.S. government start to sell some of its gold in favor of Bitcoin. So I think there's been like a very large like outflow out of gold. And lots of buying in Bitcoin, and like you can see that with the price of Bitcoin, it went over 90,000 for the first time, 90,000 US dollars priced in US dollars, and a lot and a major correction in gold. So I took advantage of the opportunity. I bought some more gold. Yeah, I think it's just people are trying to play that move such that if they sell their gold ahead of time before this Bitcoin Act or whatever actually makes it to Congress, um, the U.S. government will sell their gold at an even lower price and buy Bitcoin at an even higher price. So that's what they're trying to do. But honestly, I do not think that that's actually what the U.S. government's going to do. There's a lot of questions that still need to be answered about Bitcoin. But to me, I view Bitcoin as fool's gold, and gold is real gold. So I'm happy with just about picking up gold at a lower price. I think with inflation picking up, and we saw actually the CPI in the U.S. was higher than expected. It was supposed to be, I believe, 2.4. And it came in at 2.6 for October. So we can see inflation starting to creep up again. So I think inflation hedges like gold are going to prove to be very good buys during this higher inflation period that I think we're heading towards. So yeah, some big milestones this update. Over 200,000, getting close to 250,000 with combined assets. With my employer RPP and ESP included. So yeah, and some excellent dividend yield. Very happy with the results so far this year. It's been an excellent year so far. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, please be sure to leave a like and add a comment if you have any. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.